welcome to fmtraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. If I sound a little dead, it's because I'm still technically ill, but I am functional enough that we don't have to do a three-way adventure to run stream, which is what happened yesterday. Hi everybody, good to see you all. Welcome. Hope you're having a good time. I'm gonna run this intro real fast. So we do this 5 days a week on 3 different platforms: Discord, YouTube, and Twitch. If you would like to be off of one platform to another, let me know and I will give you a link. We're starting a mini series with Nick today. We're doing 2 days of designing your code for performance. Real quick, we have Richard is going to be going to a conference called Full Access. Which is, if I'm remembering, there we go. Full access. Bada bada ba. So if you'd like to see us there, you should come join us. It's like pause on air if you've ever been there. If you haven't, pause on air and full access are basically small, they're about as cozy as conferences with FileMaker developers can get. You sit down, you hang out with FileMakers, you learn cool stuff about FileMaker developers. You're in a really pretty area. People from Claris are there. I forget exactly who among Claris is coming, but I know that Rick Kalman will be there, which will be awesome. Discount out, it's $400, which is substantial. If you are thinking about getting a ticket to full access, feel free to put in FMTRNG 2025 and get a discount and buy your tickets. So y'all should do that. It'll be really awesome. I look forward to it. I should probably be there. We'll see. It'll be an adventure either way. With that all being said, I'm gonna wrap us up for this real fast. Nick,
Yes.
what are we doing today?
You go to bed.
I am going to be, you let me know if you want me to click. Well, obviously, ask me if there are any questions, but otherwise, I'm going to be very background today.
Yeah, it's okay. You can stay in the background. Just check the question on YouTube. I can monitor. I have a Discord here on the side of the screen, so just do your YouTube stuff, and I will.
All right, sounds good to me.
Today we're going to design. Pretty much, we're going to do a little bit of everything we talk about the last 2 weeks, right? All this shenaniganry, like you said, that we did the last 2 or 3 weeks. It was all about performance, getting the code smaller. Let me do this a little bit. Getting the code smaller, simpler, easier to understand, right? And easier to build, because when the logic is not complicated, then you allow your brain to think about the logic. You know what I mean here, right? Is that when you build a calc, for example, let's focusing on the calc, okay? Your brain needs to manage 2 things at the same time. First, you need to visualize the data inside your mind, right? Especially when you get the data from things like this, you need to visualize the data, and then you need to visualize like kind of a logic, like with a case scenario, or with a heavy construction, right? But if your code helps you, say, okay, I took care of this, and then I took care of this, so now don't think about this and don't think about this. This is done. Now you can think out your pure logic, because you did part of it, right? So you do step by step, baby step by baby step. Right? So first, let's start with something that we hang over yesterday, and because I know I would be talking about this today. Okay, so I didn't want to, overdo, and the boss was like, I totally understand. When I present something like it's not out of the box, it's when it's something hidden. When I'm showing something like I did yesterday, right? I say, okay, we don't need the if, we don't need the and, we don't need the or, we don't need a FileMaker. If you handle the calculation in one way, in one word, boom, right? So, but I will keep going doing this. It's like, I remember back in the day, like 15 years ago, when I built the starter solution for FileMaker 12. The big argument I had especially with marketing people over there, was Oh no, Nick. They were saying, oh, you cannot say about that. You cannot talk about summary fields. And no, need to be a flat field, a flat file, one table. Yeah, no scripts. Right? Start a solution. Okay. No calc, flat file, no script. So I said pretty much, yeah, it's pretty much what you get when you take an Excel file and you drag on the FileMaker icon that's what you get, right? Flat files. Okay. And I said, okay, look, I'm speaking 5 other languages, so I have to learn other languages. It's like if I tell you, let me teach you French, but we don't talk about verbs nor subjects, right? We don't talk about that. But we are going to you're supposed to learn French. So how you can learn French or English without talking words? Even worse in English if you don't talk about words, verbs, right? How you can learn it? It doesn't make any sense. You understand? So I'm going to keep doing the same thing. You get it or you don't get it. If you don't get it, that means you're not quite at the level for that thing. So you need to go back and learn other thing. If you get it, good. You have a step up, right? But if you don't get it, doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world. That means, me too. That stuff I don't get. When people show me like HTML crap, I say, okay, you know what? I don't get it. It's not my stuff. So wow, I don't want to pursue, right? And but those people are in big trouble now with their AI, by the way. Uh, I'm not happy with this, but that's the reality, right? We not with FileMaker, even though in the next month, right, I'm going to show you that yeah, we're pretty close of eliminating a big burden in FileMaker with the AI, right? But we're not out of business, which is the good thing. So yesterday, the question was this, I had a calc, right? I had a calc like this, and that good because this give me the opportunity of starting So I had the let's stuff, maybe Marge, if you want to send the let's stuff to people,
Yeah,
the
I can find
let's
that.
webinar, yeah. So let's say, uh, so I have the description, okay? And that is the description, right? So I'm going there and I said description, right? Right? Yeah, I'm going to make this. So what happened? So the question was, well, I need to put that on silence, otherwise it will be blank. Okay. So the question was, what happened if I do this? Right? Yes, you have the first in the row, the first of the related record. But if you do this, bam. So yes. So that answers the question. I mean, that David Angel or something like this. Somebody say, is that you? You know? Yeah, Joanne on the way to Greece. Okay. You are in Vasiliki? Okay. So I don't know who asked me this, saying that the description, when you call the field, right? When you call the fields, if you call this, yes, you get the first, but if you say list, then you get, right? Then you get the list. So yes, now you understand how that works, right? That means FileMaker calculation is extremely smart. They work, I mean, to me, there's to me in FileMaker has three engines. First is Draco, the database engine, which we are now. This is Draco. Here we are we are in the womb of the dragon. Okay, we are in the dragon here. They call it Draco, but I prefer to call it dragon because this is what it is. It's extremely powerful. Then you had the script engine, right? Scripting, script workspace. Okay. And then you have what they call internally at Claris FileMaker is design surface, which is the drawing engine, okay? Which is pretty much an HTML rendering, engine, which is, it's pretty evolved, right? And pretty fast, by the way. And but Draco is by far the most powerful side of FileMaker. And they optimize Draco in many, many ways. First here, the optimization is this. If I keep going and I say, okay, now I want quantity, okay? So T12A, right? And I do quantity. And then I want the units, okay? Unit price, not price, right? And I keep going. I keep going like this, unit price. And then I keep going and I say, okay, now I want the total price. What did I have? Okay, I'm born in Monaco, I understand, but why I keep prints like this? Okay, T12A and total price, right? So I keep going like this, right? Okay, until now, Draco just pull, if I call, Draco didn't do anything here. He didn't do anything. Just, it's a pure reference to something. Okay? It's a reference. So far, it's just an address. It's just a path to a field. If I do this, boom. Now, Draco say, okay, you want me to do something. So pretty much you woke up the dragon. Okay? So I'm referencing to this experience a French engineer did with the heart of the dragon. It was like a nuclear experiment, and the guy did a mistake. Go online, go Google it, and pretty much he irradiated himself like an idiot. Okay, so he woke up, and because he woke up the dragon, So you woke up the dragon here, okay? But a little bit, it didn't fry you yet, okay? You just said, okay, give me the first record in that, the first in the row here, item A. That's only what you did. And if you say, okay, if you said this, well, you just said, okay, give me now the description and the quantity. So quantity. So pretty much you ask two things, right? So far, so good, okay? Right? And now you say, okay, I want the unit price. Okay? So far, so good. You ask three things. But what happened now, right? If you say this, you say, okay, now I'm using this path, which I have so far here, I have no, this, it doesn't make any dent in the performance because you didn't ask anything. That the beauty of the let. I didn't want to enter in that discussion yesterday, and you understand now why, because I have a webinar to run, right? And this is it. This is a topic. And now you're going to learn all the secrets that everybody hold for themselves, or, and I think that the reason they don't even have a clue about what happened. Don't forget that I worked at Claris, right? So I have some insight that nobody else might have in the field. So yes, if you do this, nothing happens. Absolutely nothing happens. For FileMaker, for Draco, it's just a list of paths. It's text. Now, what happens if I say, okay, I want, right, the sum of quantity. No, how many I have? 53. That's true. 5. Yeah, makes sense, right? So that the sum. So Draco said, okay, you want the sum of this, correct? Now, let's say you want the sum of unit price, right? Makes sense. Or total price. So now you understand the beauty of this, correct? So far, do we have some question? I don't see anything.
No, just people saying hi, that they're here.
Yeah.
So,
So Joanne, you going to Greece? Of the beaten back. Who is Joanne?
uh,
Who is, I don't know who is. I don't know who is, from where.
he's from, I'm remembering, he's one of the German-speaking countries. I forget if it's Switzerland or Austria. Um,
Switzerland? Might
mm,
be Switzerland, no?
yeah, I'm thinking that sounds more correct. I'm probably wrong, Johans. I'm sorry. I would usually remember, but I'm a little bit cooked at the moment.
Yeah. He's not there anymore. He's not online anymore. So anyway, so no question. So now let's start talking about, so now you understand the beauty of the let, okay? Because let's say you have a complex calculation, right? And you go straight, bam, bam. That's it. That you start soliciting the server. Yeah. Yeah. If you do this, nothing happened. You can call all of this, not so far, nothing happened. Nothing happened. Correct? So let's now, do something fun. Let's start talking about optimization. So you say, okay, I want the list. I want to see all my description, right? Correct? So this is all my description, right? I have 2A, 3Bs, 2Cs, and 2Ds. That's fine. I'm good. I'm good with this. Okay. And now I want to count those. So you say, okay, let's value count on this. I have nine, I have nine description. Makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So It doesn't lie. But here the problem. Because you don't know all your functions, right? You are using the combination of two functions for no reason. I can just remove this and do this. So I have one function that do the job. And I swear, I know that you never knew about counts. Who is using counts?
Who is using count? Anyone?
Everybody's dead.
I know. I'm dead. Everyone else died. I gave them all what I'm sick with. I've only used it when counting related records.
Yes. So it counts, right? It counts how many, it counts the number of value non-blank. Okay, so because the problem is this doesn't make any sense. It returns the number of valid non-blank value in the field, right? So, a repeating field, a field in matching record, so several non-repeating. So now, right, it counts valid values. But if I do this, right, it's still 9. Oh yeah, because it doesn't care about this. Yeah, it doesn't care because it's it's a valid record. It counts the record because this description is so. That's why I was very surprised about this. This description doesn't make any sense. So forget about the description. But that's why you don't use it, right? So you can use it for many things. Okay, many things. So count, but I don't want to do a webinar about count. I want to do a webinar saying that you can optimize the code by using the right function. Okay? So now you understand, right? That let's say I have description, quantity, unit price, total price. Okay? So I want to know, for example, okay, let's say I want to know that if the quantity, right, is more than 10, for example, if the quantity is more than 10. So what I'm doing here, I have the quantity, right? So what do? I said, okay, if, for example, I can do this, no, don't want, I can do this. So if the sum of the quantity, right, is superior or equal to 10, okay, then then okay, otherwise no, okay, true, otherwise false, which is the same, okay, correct. So we go back to what I was saying yesterday. Now that you know, because what happened here, okay, first I call the quantity, okay, and I say if the sum of the quantity is superior than 10, right, then it's true, otherwise it's false. That's what I want to know. I want to know if yes, it's more than 10 or no. Okay, let's say I have a threshold, a minimum order. Sometimes, you need to order, it happened to me all the time in Amazon. Oh, you need to order, if you want to have I don't know, the prime stuff, you need to order 10. Okay, let's say you have this, right? So But why go to that extreme? Why to do all of this? Because you need to know something. If it's a huge action, it's not something you need to talk, to use like, oh, I put a if. It's not. If you can avoid a if, you must do it as much as possible. I'm not even talking about the cases yet. Okay? So the if, get rid of the if, get rid of the case. That, yes, you need to get rid of them. I'm not saying that you cannot use them. I'm not that stupid, but you must do all your best to avoid, avoid ifs, you know? So, sorry, I'm thirsty. So, how to avoid if? And so far, during all those weeks that I'm talking about coding and object-oriented, and I realized that I need to teach you the Boolean states in FileMaker. Okay, and how to use the Boolean, because this is mom for any computer system. Boolean is mom, 1, 0. This is mom. This is the base. This is is like ET, right? Phone home, right? It's phone home for the computer, right? So 1 and 0. So here how it works. In the food chain, right? The lesser you can go for data in FileMaker, the lesser you can go, the lower you can go is the value. So you need to bring everything to the value as much as possible. But all the tricks and everything you can do to get to the value. Because when you're there, boom, all of this happens. Because this is the basic, this is the brick of data. Now, when it comes to logic, the minimum you can go, the lowest in the food chain, the cuttlefish of the food chain, right, is 1 and 0. This is the smallest entity, is the bacteria of the logic. It's everywhere. It can be super good, can kill you, but can also save you, right? So just we need to get, to keep the good bacteria. But it is at that level, at the microscopic level, 1 and 0. This is mom. This is phone home, right? ET, right? So how to get there? Well, we don't need all of this, right? We just need this. It return 1. And if it's not the case, it returns 0. So I do the if. It's implicit. It's there. It's because it's mom, right? Because it is mom. It returns the minimum. Okay? FileMaker will always try to get to phone home, right? So the best way to code, right, is to do this, right? Is to do this. Total, right? Unit price equal sum of this, right? And then you say test total unit price, okay, equal total unit price superior equal 10. So you get the unit price, then you get the sum, and then you get the test. And then you can say, okay, this, right? So now you understand why I want to teach you about the oriented objects. Because, well, now you don't care about this, you don't care about this. You have removed from your logic, from your brain, you have removed all the sum of unit price. So can you imagine that to do this, to do this, right? To do this, you were doing something like this. If sum of this, right, superior than 10, then true, otherwise false. Right? So you have to do this. But this is hard to understand, especially if this is part of a much more complex logic, right? I would have done that maybe, right? If it was just this. But let's say this is part of something much more complicated, right? It's not very comfortable. It's slow, extremely slow, because you have what's that? So now I tell you why this is the right process to lay down and why this is faster than the other one. Okay. Well, while you are building your calc, while you are coding, right? You doing this and using the data viewer, you can test your code. You can try it. You can say, okay, is that okay? Is that correct? Yeah, I want to see all the unit price, all the unit price. Is that correct? Yeah, it's correct. It's getting all the unit price, right? It's correct. So I can try it. I can test it. If you have something like this, how you test it? How you test that the sum of this is correct? You can't test it. Here, I can test my unit price, right? And I can test the list I can test it. Of course, I can test this. I can see, oh, is the total correct? Yeah, makes sense. See, you can check each part of your logic to see if it's correct, right? So if you said this, it makes sense to say that the total unit price is superior than 10. That makes sense. So this will return true. If I said this, this return false because my total it's inferior than 10,000, right? So now it became false, right? So you can test it, right? So now, let's say you have something more complicated, okay? So you have the total price, and you want to do the same for the unit. This is for the unit price, for the total price, for the quantity, right? So you can call, right, and you can say, oh, for example, I want For example, the free first description, So you can say free first description. Okay, so you have the description here, and you can say left value, left values of this, and I want free. So here, boom. List, sorry. Right? So here I have this. So I can select, I can do whatever I want, right? I can even do something like this, right? To show you how you can dissect, how you can play with everything when you do the right thing, right? So let's say I want to do something like I want the free first, but now I want the free first unit price. Okay? So I'm using the same. So now I can try. I can say, oh, if that works, yeah, I have the free first, and I have the free first, right? Correct? So now I want to do something like this. I want my free like this, right? And I want the total sum of this, right? So now I can do something like this. Why is not? Okay. So when something happened like this, what happened here? Oh yeah, it doesn't like it like this. That's okay. I cannot put a list here. It's okay. I know why. But this I can do. What happened here? The first free description and oh, list unit price free. Yes. There's value. So see, when something like this happen, I have no idea why it's not working though. So here, this doesn't work. The free, this doesn't work, by the way. Why? It keeps saying fields, this specifier cannot be found. Hold on. I have no idea what happened here. List value description, list value, list of unit price. That's funny though. I will find the problem. It keeps saying that. What was the problem though? Is this one the problem? Total free unit price equals sum of this. Apparently it doesn't like it. See, it doesn't like this one. I have no idea why, but it's okay. I can do this, right? And I can add the sum of this. It doesn't like it. That's funny. List value lists of, I don't understand why it doesn't. Right. This works, but it doesn't like when I do the sum of those three. I have no idea why. Well, anyway, so I don't understand what happened. But when you build a calculation, right? You need to put everything like this. You need to pull down, 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 down like this. Dissect. Don't do what we call the spaghetti style stuff. Okay? So do we have any questions? No, I don't have yes, I can use sum on list. I'm doing here, right? Sum on list. Yeah, I can do sum on list. Maybe not. Hold on. Sum. Maybe you're right. I cannot do sum on list. List. So I have this. Okay, let's say I have this. Why I cannot do sum on list? Yeah, I cannot do that. But that's funny though, because that's the purpose of the let. You understand? That the purpose of the left of the let is to get this, and then I have this, right? I'm not sure. This is not doing it. This will say free. Yeah, I cannot do count neither. That's funny. Oh, okay. That's really funny. I cannot do that I can because I have the left values. So, yeah, I cannot do the list. I cannot do this, right? List on this. Yeah. Yeah, because stupid me. Yeah, because sum has a list implicit. Okay, so that's something, yeah. So that's something because a sum, I have an implicit list, right? So here, but still, I don't understand why, um, you know, um, why I cannot extract the first values and then do yeah. I will investigate this. But anyway, do we have any questions? So here, but I use a lot. Same here. So I
Uh,
use, yeah, okay. So
Someone said
now,
it looks like a text, not number issue.
yeah, it's okay. I don't want to spend too much here. It's just an example, right? I don't want to do the webinar on this issue. So that was one example of what you need to keep in mind of optimization. Okay. So instead of doing the spaghetti style, you dissect this, this, this. You don't do the spaghetti style stuff. You need to cut in pieces because FileMaker will do that in much faster manner. Okay. So that's the first thing. The second thing that we need to talk about. I said all the time, that you need to go back to mom, right? Which is the 1-0. Okay? Because everything in FileMaker is about 1-0. If I go here, right? And I go there, right? So I don't know if I go here, let's say, for example, I'm going to a conditional formatting. Okay. and I have a calc here. What did it says? Calculation result must be Boolean. So the result of this needs to be 0, 1. Okay? Here, hidden state, Boolean. Okay? So pretty much everywhere, it needs to be Boolean. So on many, many places, it needs to be Boolean. That Boolean means 0, 1. So now we know that, right? So let's say here, I have a great example in this one. Okay. Here I have a very, very big calculation. Like this. Okay. So when you have something complex like this, all the calc we have here, all of them, they return 1 of 0. All of them. This return 1 of 0. Not is empty this. That means, is there something here? Yes, no. Is there something here? Yes, no. Is there something here? Is there something? Not is empty this. Okay. So all of those returns 1 or 0. All of those. But sometime I want to build my own tag. For example, here I want to know, right? 1, 0, if this invoice is more than 10, is more than 10, right? I want to know that, Say if I want here a calc, a text, right? That say more than 10 item. Okay. So I want this to happen. I want to know it, right? I want that to be red, more than 10 item, correct? And I want this to appear like this. So what you do sum, okay, on a related field, and you're going to do the sum of the quantity, right? And you say like this. So if the sum is superior than 10, right? Actually, this is, if it's inferior, you want that, so if it's inferior than 10, you want to hide, okay? If it's inferior than 10, you hide to say more than 10, okay? If it's superior, you don't want to hide. This is a hidden object. Yeah, I know it. So here, well, it shows, right? But each time you do this and this and this and this, see here I have less than 10. It doesn't show. Here I have more than 10. If I put like 3 here, it will go away. No, 2. Boom. Okay. But this, each time you get there, right? It will do the calc. So let's say you have this calc, you have many calcs like that, okay? You have many calcs. Why the hidden job? Why the hidden? Hold on. Oh, okay. Sorry. I want to show you that you arrive a moment where uh, it will be slow, right? Yeah, it is. You see, it's not. See, it's not like. See, it takes some time to come, right? So let's double this. Because each time you put a calc like this, let's double it. See, it starts to be slow and slow. And why? It's because, well, you call it many times, or you have many calc like this. When you have a calculation like this, it's like you have a non-stop calculation. So it's calculated all the time. The best way is not to do this, right? Is the best is not to do is the calc is correct. I want that calc, but not here. I want the calc here. Tag more than 10 items, you know, or I will say quantity more than 10. Okay? It's a number because it will be 1 or 0, so it's a number. And I build my calc, right? And I say now it's this because it's not hidden. It's not a hidden state. It's just I want to know if it's more than 10. Yes, no. Okay? Is it more than 10? Yes, no. Is the sum of this more than 10? Okay? But I need to trigger this, right? When something change, right? So I need my trigger. Yeah, I know. I need my trigger. So I'm going to put a trigger here. Last modification. Okay, that's the timestamp. And here I said, I put, Marge, we have a webinar about the trigger.
Yes, we do, which I can find.
Yeah. Okay, so now I have a field that is going to calculate that for me. Okay, so demonstration. I'm putting here the field. I'm putting my trigger, right? And I'm going to put my tag. Okay. Boy. So is it more than 10? Yes. More than 10. Oh, the Boolean, we can use this as presentation, right? So more than 10, yes. What about this one? More than 10? Yes. This one, more than 10, right? Yes. So let's replace all the fields, all the trigger, right? Yeah, it takes some time. So the C, another performance, but for the script. Instead of doing this, let's stop it, okay? And you can see here it's not done yet, right? So you go to the scripts, right? You have this one is perform script, right? And this one is script. This one is pesos, right? This one is perform scripts on server, pesos, and you say go to layouts where you want to go, which is invoices, right? And you say replace field content, this one with specify get timestamp. And you perform this. Look, boom. Why didn't go? Okay. What? Pesos? Go to invoices. Replace this with the current. Why didn't it work? Oh, that's something new. I'm on server. That's something new. Nothing worked today. Oh, I closed the file. Sorry. I have no idea why it doesn't work. Maybe that maybe explains some weirdness I had on that file though. The server might have go to invoices. Let's go to 12. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I need to go to, because I was going to the wrong, I need to go to T12 because I was replacing T12. That's why. Okay. So it's done, right? So it's instant, right? Okay, so now I have my tag, okay, that says yes, no, okay? Yes, no, yes, no. So here, right? So for example, which one is yes? So I have 175 more than 10, and I have 25 less than 10. I can even search on it, right? This say no, and this say yes. So now I have a field with yes, no. I put the calc here. So the calc's done, stored on a field. And I can, but my question was, is it more than 10? Right? Yes, no. That's all what I need to know. And here now, instead of saying, putting the calc here, I just say tag more than 10. Okay. And since it's hidden, I say not. Not this, hide it. So now the calc, right, is no longer this. The calc is yes, no, is 1, 0. So you understand how fast that will be now, right? Right? Because I don't call more than 10, more than 10, more than 10, more than 10 all the time. That has been done and converted in yes, no. Now, let's do something more slow, okay? To make a demo, Contain, what can I do? Yeah, contain item D or something like that. Well, I want to do something slow, but I don't have a lot of data. That's why it will be, I can do that. So let's do this. The calc will be pattern count on the list of the description, this. Okay? So if not pattern count, so this, we'll see if it is slow now. Yeah, it's slow. But see, I have the calc here, so sometimes it appears, right? Right? But so here I don't have item B, right? But the calc now is always running. Okay? So I can do the same thing. I copy that calculation. I'm getting a tag. Right? And I'm doing the same thing. I put this pattern count, but I can optimize that calculation. Let's optimize it. So, description equal this, especially when it's a related fields, right? And now I can do this, right? Pattern count this, boom. So I have my tag now. So now I have two tags. And I can do this, not contain, hide if it's not containing, okay? So now this is empty, but I can just run my script. Boom. So now, quantity more than 10, yes. Contain item D, no. So this, yes, I contain D. This, yes, I have D. Yes, more than 10. So now, to finish the thing, I don't see any question. So now you understand the calc is done. So those things, instead of each time calling the calc, instead of doing this, is calling yes, no, yes, no. So this, because this has been done and it is not changing, that always be, if this invoice doesn't have item D inside it, okay, there's no reason that to change. Okay, if you add the item D, right, of course you need also to update this field to get that yes. If you remove, right, the items D, also you need to do this and change this. Okay, but that's another story. The goal here is to explain how to optimize. That means now, okay, and now that I have those tags, I can do good things. For example, okay, who is more than 10? Or who is more than 10 and contain D? 68. Okay, who is not counting, not more than 10 and contain D. See, I can play with those things now. It's not just dead in the calc, because if it was there, how I can call this? Now I can do something. I can use that information. Not only this, okay, but I can do even more. I can do better things, right? For example, I can use a relationship. So here I need to put like, I have the link permanent. I'm going to put a relationship, okay, that goes with invoices. And this goes with, tag more than 10, right? Go with invoice. And it's a self because I go to itself. And then I said, okay, I use the Boolean. This has 1 inside. And this says 1 or 0, 1 or 0. So I can say, I want this and this, the one that are contain D and more than 10. That's what I want in a relationship. Okay? So, and I can either use a portal to display those records. Okay, so those are the one involved, right? So those are, they have more than 10. They are 1 and 1 here, right? So thanks to that technique here to bring everything to the tag stuff, right? Then you can do things, right? And you can combine them now. Okay, you can do this, but also you say, okay, for example, you can have another calcs contain more than 10, contain, more than 10 and contain D, right? So you can do the same. So now, right, you say not, contain D and not tag more than 10, right? So, boom, right? But I did a or instead of 10, but it's okay. So you can now play with those things instead of having complex calculation on the surface. So I think everybody left. I don't see anybody. Say 5 people.
uh, the text. What do you mean, Lynn? There's a question from YouTube.
The more than 10 appear on more than, no. I don't have more than 10. I have 9 here. I have 6, 7. So here I have more than 10 item It shows. So it's not wrong. It's in verse 9 to 10. Okay. Uh, I don't see. I don't see. No, it's not possible. Okay. So we have another question.
Is the field a text field or list changes it to text? Would get as a number work?
Which field?
I think this is a little earlier.
Yeah, I mean, uh, was it talking about this one here?
I think so, yeah.
Uh, here? Yeah, we can. This is this is the number. So yeah, okay. So we need to know, like actually you can see hold on. It's something you don't know, and I will show you. Okay, yeah. So field type, file name, I don't care, and the field name is get field name. Okay, see? Okay, so that's something also you can know. This field here is a number. So that means in the schema, this here, this field here, actually you can see here, unit price is a number. But you can also know here, invoking the field type. If I do description, it will say that the text number, quantity, that will be. So that means, so that's the proof that this guy here is just the path to the field, because field type knows what the field is, right? Yeah, when you invoke the name of the, you cannot just put the field here. You need to say, maybe we can do that. I don't know. See, you can do that. You need to invoke the get field name and put the field name here. Right? When you do the field type, okay, you need to invoke get field name, and then you put the field, okay, right? See, this is the store calculation, total price. See, it tells you. So that's the beauty also when you are testing your stuff with the let statement, that you can, when you have a construction like this, you can call, right? And sometimes, it's so good that I'm doing something like this sometime. Sometime, um, let's say let's put on something like this. You put like a hello, this is Nick. Okay, you put a comment on the field, right? You have a comment on the field. And sometimes, even if you are in the calculation, right? You hear, I know this is for super crazy, you have a field comments. I don't remember which field I put the comment here. Not this one. Not this one. Is quantity. I don't remember which one I put that comment here. Hold on. You remember which one I put the comment here? It was on unit price. Okay. On unit price. That way. Why is not coming? Oh, I can call I can call the comment of the field from here. I can read the comments, right? If I want. So you can have all the information you want from here. Question from YouTube. Can you remind us whether 0 is treated as a valid relationship? I don't think you can connect through a relationship from 0 to 0. You have to invert the logic to 1 to 1. Yeah, but you need to put the context here. You can connect through a relationship from 0 to 0. This person tomorrow. So please, I will answer the question, but you need to me both. Can you remind us whether 0 is treated as a valid relationship? 0 is a valid relationship. This, yes, it is a valid. Okay, I understand. Yeah, 0 is a valid relationship. 0 works. Because sometimes I'm using this. For example, that good question, by the way, on YouTube. These have the permanence, right? This is the permanent 1. And sometimes I have the permanent 0. Because I need to know. So, good question. Because sometimes I want to reverse, right? So the relationship here, I use it for tab contain, let's try something, okay. Tag self contain D more than contain D less than 10. Okay? We okay with this? So how we'll do this with the relationship? Contain D more than 10, 0. See? Yes, I want contain D. No, I don't want contain D. Instead of doing this, why? This slow. This is slow. This is fast. The equal much faster than the difference. And I'm not talking about this, which is bleh, and I can explain why, but this is faster if I said this. So yeah, good question on YouTube, by the way. It's related to performance. 1, so this is contain D and not more than 10, less than 10, okay? Now I can do another one. I can do not contain D and less than 11, than 10, okay? Do not contain D and less than 10. How I'm doing this? Well, do not contain D and less than 10. 2 with 0, right? Now let's do another one. This was DE and that F. Actually, I want to do that tomorrow, but it's okay. I can do it again tomorrow. Now I said do not contain D more than 10. Okay? So do not contain D more than 10. See how the tag is freaking powerful. Thank you. I don't know who on YouTube.
Peter
But,
Boyce.
I mean, with no tag, how you do that? Right? Perform fine? That your answer? Okay. So tell me, now, we're here. you want to search within the 200 here, within 200, you have a script. I create a script, right? And here with perform find, I want you to search I want you to search all the invoice here that has item D inside them. I know what you will say. Oh, Nick, it's very simple. Go there, specify, you go find, you go to T12A, which is woo, big red flag here, right? And you say quantity item D, right? Okay, fair enough. How I can say now more than 10? More than 10 items. 10 items. How do I do that? So first, this is the death of the death. That is slow, but more than slow. I don't have enough. It didn't even find anything. You know, I don't even know why, but it didn't find anything. I don't know why. Oh, sorry, description. Okay, he found it, but I don't have enough. I have 200 records, right? But now, you know, uh, you want to find, you know, you want the one that contain D less than 10. Okay, that's what you want. Show related record in new window, showing that, you know, in the same. So I want more than 10, right? Which my name of relationship will tell me, or contain D less than 10. Okay. Contain D and less than 10, 5. Okay. Now I want do not contain D less than 10. And I want do not contain D, that's the same name, or do not contain D and more than 10. Oh, yes, it's. So that, okay. So that is, so I can search for the first, you know, so this is do not contain D less, and that is do not contain D more. Okay? I want the free. Bam, you know? So here, here, and here. 19, more than 10, do not contain D, more than 10 and contain D. Right? Using relationship. So now, and then we can go, okay, here what I can do. Now that I have all those relationships, okay, I can do, but I can do tomorrow. I know I can do a tag using those relationship, right? I'll show you tomorrow. So just to let you know, yes, on the question from YouTube, the 0 is considered as a valid relationship. Emptiness breaks everything, but the 0, that works. 0, yes, contain. You can do that. I just did it, you know. You have the permanent 0 and the permanent 1. And, and then you can even do something else. And then we really go is permanent 1, permanent all, I call that. Okay. And is this. Is both. Is both. Because now I can do this. Right? Whatever content D more than 10. You got it? Right? So I can do this. Whatever content D, 1, 0, and more than 10. I have a new relationship. And the 1 and 0, that mean all of them. But you can say, oh, just remove that. Yes, but sometimes you want to confine. You understand? So sometimes you want it to do that, and boom, whatever 10, right? And, whatever content D more than 10. And sometimes, you have, but, so I have whatever this. So you see the one, so you can do this, you can play with 0, 1. So, and now you understand the tag, the 1, 0, how powerful it is. You need to bring everything to 1, 0, bring all your logic to 1, 0, 1, 0, and then you deal with 1, 0. You pre-calculate everything to 1, 0, and then you deal with those 1, 0 in everywhere. A relationship, much simpler, right? You understand? Relationship and hidden state, conditional formatting, complex calculations, right? Right? So Marge is left. Is left. Marge? Okay, so let's wait until she comes. But anyways, if you have questions at the time, the good time to do that. What happened here? No, no, no. Oh, sorry. Uh, more than 10 quantity. 3, 4, 4, 1, 2, 4, 5. This is the text. It's quantity. I count this is there, but I could have changed that to because it's the list, more than 10. It's the sum of quantity. But maybe I can just say the count. So when I do the count, I tend to use a field where I'm sure to have something, which is the primary key. Okay. So this now is correct. Okay. So I was counting the quantity. And so sorry. Yes. Sorry for that. So now I can say, more than 10 items, right? And I can, I need to update my trigger here, right? So now, yeah, more than 10 quantity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See? So, but I should put less because I have none with 10. So I should say more than 5, because otherwise, it will be like 5, and it's okay. I won't leave that. So, and so let me perform that again. Okay, so that, see? So the tag is very important, right? And so tomorrow we continue. I don't know what Marge is doing. Oops. I think we lost Marge. So no question, man. That's all. Okay. Is that normal? We have we have few people. We don't have a lot of people. Maybe it's not interesting, the topic. I don't know. Well, yes, Foxy Jack, because well, it's helped reducing the complexity. You know what I mean? Yeah, like for example, here I have a real world example. Oh, here, where I have quite some tags. Trust, trust me. I have all of those from here to here, right? And inside we have some, crazy calc. I mean, do you want that calc to be always calculated? Do you want calc like this to be always on your face, right? Right? So sometimes you have some, and and we just want to know yes, no. That's it. You want to get away from this, okay? But this here is very important for there are things we use for reports to get to select listing, because we're dealing with hundreds of thousands of records. So okay, do we have the evidence? Yes, no. That's what we want to know. So it's going with object-oriented calculation technique, which we say, okay, oh, do we have the CAD evidence loaded? Yes, no. Do we have the CAD evidence extracted? Yes, no. And see, we have a get as Boolean, right? Yes, no. Is the evidence available? If this equal yes, or this equal now available, or the tag evidence loaded, right? So you understand? So tell me, if you don't use the tag technique, how you do all those things? That means each time you want to do a perform find, you want a perform find, and you perform find with such calculation. So you do perform find, you go and you say on this, I want yes, and I want on this equal now available, that's what you want. You want to perform find. So if you do like this, well, and most of the time, why we have tags like this is because we have object, we have conditional formatting, we have object appearing, disappearing, we have buttons appearing, we have a poll appearing, poll disappearing. Sometimes we say, okay, we don't display anything because, well, there's nothing to display. So the polar is gone, right? So we have a nice UI because we have the information, right? So yeah, and the tag is very practical because yes, no. Is this yes? Is this no? Right? Sometimes it can be simple, sometimes it can be complicated, you know. Most of the time those are complex, right? So yeah, the tag is very, very important. Very. As as the blob, you know. So tomorrow we're going to explore more about the blob, right?
Yes.
This is more than the use of the one. Yeah, but I'm not. When I said tag, it's not only one. It's one or zero. I just did the demonstration, right? I'm using zero as well, right? Or of course, I'm doing yes, no. Sometimes I want to know is the name if this no, I want to do something, or if this yes, I want to do something, right? Sometimes I want to ignore those, and sometimes I want those. So if I want to ignore those, I put zero. If I put, because I have the permanent zero here, you know. Actually, I should have all the permanents here, I have I have multiple permanents and um, um, this is reversed, by the way. Um, this is permanent, reversed is reversed. So reversed is zero, this is how I was coding that before. Now I'm coding one and zero. But anyway, okay. So Marge,
Hi.
let's go to bed.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm good to wrap up. I think
yeah.
people on YouTube like, oh, we're all here. Yes, people on YouTube have all been here still. Uh,
But I was questioning yesterday too. We had so few people like this. What happened? Is it a holiday today?
no, a lot of people are on YouTube. And then Discord starts out large. Once we hit the hour up, a lot of people have to go and do other things, I think. So,
Oh, okay,
so
yeah.
once we
I
hit
thought,
overtime, people staying is more debatable. We had a lot of them more when it was still within.
yes. Most of the time, the goodness happen all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. No problem. So, well, tomorrow we're going to talk about that more, and we're going to talk about the blob, and I'm going to show how the blob can be super powerful. And yeah,
There we go. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming.
thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.